This is RC Super Fun Time, and I'm Kevin. Come on, y'all, let's go. Hey y'all, Kev here, RC Super Fun Time. Good to see y'all back again, man. Sorry we've been gone so long. Me and Brad, you know, life happens. I mean, what can I say, right, Brad? Brad says right. All right, cool. Today, what I want to talk to you about is a little bit of creative, inner redneck type stuff. We're gonna do some painting. I'm gonna show y'all what I know. Ain't real great at it, but I've learned a few things, messed up a few things. I think y'all like it. Check it out. All right, y'all, before we get to painting, I want to talk about something that I think I've talked about before. It's dear to my heart as a basher, shoe goo. You need shoe goo and carpenter's tape. Drywall tape, carpenter's tape. And what this will do, allow you to reinforce your body. I want to show you a couple of things I've done with it. That's what actually brought this little gig on, painting the new body, is for my company car. I think this body's terribly ugly. I want to get rid of it. I'm kind of miserly, so I actually reused this off of another car. It fit a Losi. Got rid of the Losi. This was still in good shape, and I wanted to reuse it, even though I think it's ugly. But I had drilled holes. See, the holes didn't line up, right? So, you know, if you reuse that, first thing you're going to do is bust that out because it weakens it. But with shoe goo, what I was able to do is take me an old piece of Lexan. I just took a little round piece of Lexan like this, and I basically stuck it to the body, cleaned the body up, stuck this to the body with a little bit of shoe goo. It's kind of like silicone caulk, I guess. Squirted a little shoe goo in there, stuck that on there, and then I covered it up with the carpenter's tape and a little shoe goo over the whole thing. And what that basically did is just made me a brand new platform there. So I drilled me a new hole and was able to use this old ugly body again, but it served its purpose. It's gone. I'm gonna cash it out, do a new one, okay? The other thing that I usually always try to do, especially if I know I'm gonna beat one up, is reinforce the body when I get done painting it, like I did this one. Now, this is a short course truck body. I figured out where it busted because I tore up a body or two before I did this. So once I busted one all up, I got my new body, and when I got done painting it, I just went through there and put the shoe goo and the carpenter's tape in the places that I'd busted on the previous body. Worked out well. I will say something about that. This body here, you can see where the paint is kind of coming off underneath there. You can see the carpenter's tape a little bit. This is a color changing paint, and I think the shoe goo occasionally has a bad reaction with color changing paint, metallic paint, candy paint, things like that. If it's not just regular paint, your shoe goo could cause a little issue with some ugliness. If you happen to spend an extra lot of time on your paint job, you might not use the shoe goo until you bust up the body. Because you can actually repair it after you bust the body, which is what I did with this truck. I had it out when it was cold, smashed it a few times, terrible crack up and down both sides, okay? So what I did was I took me some masking tape and I taped it on the outside to keep the shoe goo from squirting out. I put some carpenter's tape on there, 2 or 3 layers, covered it up real good thick with the shoe goo, and I'm basically still using this body. Saved myself 50 bucks with the $5 tube of shoe goo. Anyway, I think it's great stuff, especially if you're a basher. Let me show you real quick how to do it. All right, the carpenter's tape is no problem. Worst part of that is when you get the end stuck down there, you can't find it. But if you get smart like I did and you turn up the corner, you have no problem. So cut you a length, whatever size piece you need. You can cut it all up. Oh, well, we won't worry about that. So anyway, get your piece that you want, whatever length you need. Now look here, you can stretch it like this and tighten the weave. I like to do that, just makes it a little stronger. You basically clean up your Lexan, you stick carpenter's tape on there, and it doesn't stick just real good, okay? So I usually try to do this on the same day I'm gonna use the shoe goo. Now the shoe goo, basically get a little bit, you should probably wear gloves. Don't do this with your bare finger, it's probably not good for you. I tried it that way with the gloves, I didn't like it at all, so don't do what I do, all right? So basically, here you go. That's all it amounts to, y'all. You know, and I just keep going, smear out all the edges, make it real good. I could put it on there thicker or thinner if I want. Let it dry for 24 hours. This becomes hard and flexible. It'll make that Lexan a lot stronger, and it'll make your body last a whole lot longer. So when you spend a little bit of time painting it, you can keep your body a little bit longer. All right. Now, this is where we can get real creative with it. You can do lots of cool things. I've got all kinds of cool colors out there. I'm going to use some of the paint colors that I already have over here, primarily black, because if the whole car winds up being black, I'll use that as my base. That'll be pretty cool. But the painting, you actually, you paint on the inside of the truck. So it's different than, maybe you would paint a car or something. And it's got a protective film on the outside. It doesn't look like it, but it does. So it keeps you from getting overspray on it, protects it if you water it around. Couple different ways you can paint. Like I said, you can use your own artistic, whatever you want to do. That's one of the cool things with the hobby. You can do what you want. So one of the things that I've done before, I did these flames, which are a lot easier than they look. I actually bought a sheet of flame mask. Can you see that? It's like a masking tape with flames on it. I think that's the high-tech term. Anyway, you tape up the inside with your flame tape, all right? Then you put your base coat on here, black in that case. Then you peel your tape off, which is gonna leave that clear. And at that point, I used candy red. Now, the candy red color is a transparent looking color, all right? And so the backer makes a difference. The silver backer is what gives me this color right here. You can use a darker backer, change things up, do different things. It's pretty cool. So that looks slicker than hell, and it really wasn't that hard for me to do. Now, my nephew next door here, he painted this one, which I think is pretty daggum cool, except for that funky yellow-green looking color he's used. But he took a paintbrush, and he splattered the inside of the body. So he gets the body just clear, and he's just splattered it on the inside, like this with this paint, right? And then once he let that dry, he just painted the whole thing with his base coat. I mean, pretty simple, huh? Pretty cool looking. Didn't take a horrible amount of time. He didn't have to do a lot of masking taping. Now, there's lots of things you can do with masking tape. And if you're interested in really seeing a true artist, there's a guy on YouTube called Hemi Storm. And in my opinion, he's the best guy out there, man. The guy's an artist and he's a little bit crazy. I like that anyway. So y'all check him out. All right, now our particular truck is a J Concepts Baja something or other, and I chose it. It's not like the normal short course trucks, you can see. It doesn't have any fenders or not much in the way of fenders. Should fly through the air better, so I'm hoping for the best. I'll let you know. Now, I'm not gonna get real radical on the paint job. I thought about a couple of dual racing stripes down it. I could take this tape, stick it next to each other, on the inside, tape that dude up in dual racing stripes, be pretty cool, but now I don't want to go through all that trouble. I thought I'd try something a little different with some of these candy colors I already have. I have a candy blue and a candy red, candy apple red, and instead of using a silver, I'm going to use black, which is a little dark probably. But what I thought I'd do is once I get it cut out and washed up real good, I'm going to take the candy blue color and I'm going to spray it on the tip of the front, try to get darker to the tip and towards lighter. I'm going to do the back the same way with the red, darker and red toward the lighter, and that candy color will let the backer come through. And what the whole thing will be black. I'll put black on top of that so that when you look on the other side, the black will show through the red, which may eliminate the red. I don't know. It's kind of an experiment. We'll see. If I backed it with silver, it'd look like those flames I just showed you. But we're going to back the whole thing in black. The whole car may wind up looking black. I don't know. We'll find out. Before we do that, got to get ready. Most of them all come with the pre-cut window masks, okay? So you just basically tape on the inside. You put your window mask on there. The easiest way I found to do that is actually cut that out real close with a pair of scissors and go ahead and fold part of it back. Hold the part that's not sticky up there, get it exactly where you want it, then lay the sticky part over. Should be in the same spot, you'll be good to go. I'll show you that in a high-speed video here in a minute. First thing you got to do though is cut it out. The thing about cutting it out, you need a couple tools. You need a little pair of scissors with the small body scissors, I think they're called, and then we need an X-Acto knife, okay? You could cut the whole thing with the body scissors along the line. You can see the line, but I found it's much easier. You can take this X-Acto knife and you can score the line all the way around the truck, all right? Then cut in there with your scissors. Once you get to the line, you can actually tear the body. It'll tear right along that line. You just have to score it. And if you're careful, you can just tear it, make a nice, good, clean edge. You need a good, clean edge because if you wind up with a burr or a cut spot, that's where your car is probably going to break and crack. So if that does happen, if you wind up using the body scissors, and you have some jagged edges around the corners and such, you could sand that down with a file, fingernail file or something. You need to get it nice and smooth before you get ready to paint it and put it on the road. So once we get it cut out real nice, we'll go in the house and wash it. Wash it real good with soap and water. You got to get all the blood out of the inside of the body from where you was cutting it, okay? So once I get all my blood washed out of it and stuff, we can get ready to paint it. And seemed like, oh yeah, the one thing I was gonna do with this one, I was gonna use the Scotch-Brite pad, okay? I wanna take the Scotch-Brite pad and scuff up the whole inside of the body. You don't really have to do that to make the paint stick, but I wanna do it to make the windows look obscure. Once I take this and scratch it up on the inside, the windows will be obscure rather than clear. And it actually looks cool. You can't see right through there to the wires and stuff on the inside. I like it that way. Thought I'd try it on this truck. So we're gonna cut it out. We're gonna go in there and wash it. I'm gonna scuff it up real good, then we're gonna paint it. And I'll kind of show y'all what I'm talking about. Y'all see, check it out, look at the mistakes I've made, make sure y'all don't make those mistakes. All right, I think the paint came out pretty good, looks like. Wasn't too hard, was it? Huh? Not too bad. And your little design, man, sky's the limit. Looks like my blue and my red's gonna come out okay, and it really wasn't too hard for me to do, was it? I didn't have to do no masking or nothing. So the next thing to do, of course, once you get the paint dry good, you peel your window mats off. And hopefully I'll have a nice, obscure, semi-clear windows all the way around the truck. I usually use just my X-Acto knife to do that as well. But when you look at the outside, look how rough it looks. That's always disappointing at me at first. It don't look too great. So this is my favorite part of the whole thing. That little film I was telling you about, I can't ever get a hold of it. Once you get that off, it's the coolest thing in the world. Looks a little better, don't it? Huh? Not bad for some redneck creativity. Huh? Can you see my blue and my red through the black? I don't know, folks. It's pretty black. That's about exactly what I wanted. Well, that's pretty much it for my painting video. I think it turns out pretty good. I'll get her mounted up to the truck. Y'all probably see the company car in action in not too much time. So y'all make sure you come back to the channel, and bigger than that, get out in the yard and have a good time. Get off your computers, go get you an RC car.